Hey there guys, BeamMeUp here, and today I'm back on YouTube to bring you my list of my top 10 favourite movies of 2017. Now, just like every year that I've done movie lists like this before, I did not get to see every movie I wanted to that came out this year, so I just want to get started and show you guys a list of movies that I really wanted to see but didn't quite have the time to catch them while they were in theatres that very well could have been on this list, so... More things before we get started. Number one, like I said, this is my personal list. It's actually pretty different from previous years. I was very true to myself this year about what I personally really enjoyed, which means you're probably going to disagree with a lot of it. But with that being said, I would love to hear about your opinions in the comments below, so even if you disagree with me, make sure to leave a comment. The second thing is I want to give a quick couple of honourable mentions to movies that just missed out on my top 10 list. Those being War for the Planet of the Apes, The Killing of a Sacred Deer, and Spider-Man Homecoming. I really enjoyed all three of those movies, but unfortunately there was just 10 more movies that I enjoyed more. So with that being said, let's get started. Number 10. My 10th favourite movie of 2017 was Trainspotting 2. The original Trainspotting is one of my favourite movies of all time. It's got a fantastic rewatchability, really interesting characters, and a fantastic script. And Trainspotting 2 was a worthy successor. The whole thing was basically a total nostalgia trip for everybody that enjoyed the first movie, but with even that being said, I still had an absolute blast with it. The returning cast all did a spectacular job. Ewan McGregor, as always, delivers a fantastic performance, and it's number 10 on my list for a reason, so if you love the original Trainspotting, please make sure you check out Trainspotting 2 because it does not do the original any wrong. Number 9. Number 9 for me this year is The Big Sick. I love this movie. It was a very authentic, genuine rom-com that had moments of side-splitting laughter, but it also had moments that really took the time to make you think and took time to have heart, and that was something I really appreciated. One of my favourite things about this movie was actually the performance of Ray Romano, who probably delivered my favourite supporting actor performance of the year. Just a really funny character, and he delivered a fantastic performance which I think deserves more credit than it's getting. And yeah, it's just a really good movie, so even if you're not into rom-coms, The Big Sick is definitely one to check out. Number 8. Number 8 for me this year is Brigsby Bear. The thing that I loved about Brigsby Bear was that it was an obvious passion project that was made with love, and it was apparent through the entire movie. The movie itself was kind of a brainchild of Kyle Mooney. He made this project with all of his friends from like middle school or something like that, and it totally shows, you know, this is definitely like their brand of comedy, and it's a very specific brand of comedy that's not for everyone, but personally I absolutely loved it. This is probably the movie on my list that is the most divisive as far as like it's not going to be for everyone. You're probably either going to love it or hate it, but personally I really enjoyed the performances, the stories, the themes of getting over trauma and family and doing what you love. And yeah, Brigsby Bear for me was just a movie I very, very personally enjoyed in 2017. Number 7. Number 7 for me this year is going to be Baby Driver. I had an absolute blast with Baby Driver this year. I mean, from the fast-paced car chases to the amazing cast, the fantastic script and soundtrack, and just everything about the movie I just really enjoyed. It had a lot of twists and turns that I totally was in for. John Hamm delivered a fantastic performance, probably one of my favourite in the movie. The only reason that this movie's not higher on my list is because I felt like it was personally 10 minutes too long. I felt like if they'd cut it off 10 minutes earlier, it would have been perfect, but I didn't really like the ending of this movie. But with that being said, it's still a fantastic one that you should definitely check out if you haven't seen it already. Please watch Baby Driver. Number 6. Number 6 is a surprising one. I don't think anybody would have anticipated this movie being as great as it was, but I'm proud to say that I thoroughly enjoyed Get Out. Yeah, this one for me was probably the surprise movie of the year. I'd heard about it and I was like, what is this going to be? It's directed by Jordan Peele. It looks like a horror movie, but wow. Jordan Peele provides this like comedy horror genre that's really fresh, that not only is scary and really bizarre, but it also provides a lot of really interesting commentary on society itself, and I think that gives it a certain rewatchability and a certain gravitas that I really appreciated about the movie. And it's a fantastic directorial debut from Jordan Peele. I can't wait to see what he does next. Number 5. Number 5 for me this year is Lady Bird. The thing that makes Lady Bird stand out to me in particular is that it's probably the most authentic coming-of-age movie I've seen in a long time. And I know I've said that a lot in the past about other coming-of-age movies, but what Lady Bird does different is it just doesn't hold these characters to a higher standard. Even the good people make mistakes in it and stuff, and it's something that I really appreciate, is that people aren't all good or all bad. They're just normal, like regular people, and I think that was really unique and really cool. The mom in this movie, I can't remember the name of the actress, but she was definitely my favourite supporting actress performance of the year. Just a fantastic mum dealing with the stresses of having a daughter leave for college. So yeah, just really authentic, really sweet movie, fantastic, amazing performances, and just very genuine, something I really appreciated about Lady Bird. Number 4. I feel like number 4 is going to surprise a lot of people, but my 4th favourite movie of 2017 was Coco. I know it's surprising to have an animated movie this high on my list, but when I was looking over my top 10 list over the last couple of weeks, every time I would look over it again, Coco just kept getting higher and higher and higher on my list, and it absolutely deserves to be as high as it is. My goodness, this is probably one of my favourite Pixar movies in a long time. I went into this movie with pretty low expectations. You know, I feel like recently Pixar haven't been as on the ball as they used to be in the past. Don't really know much about Dia de los Muertos or Mexican culture, and walked away absolutely in love with this movie. I thought it was going to go one way that was super generic and bland and be some rehashed thing about family, but it goes a completely different route, and I was on board for it the entire way. I would be lying to you if I said that this movie didn't tug at my heartstrings more than I would like to admit. And I think the biggest praise that I can get it was it made me more interested in Dia de los Muertos and Mexican culture. It made me interested in seeing how people actually celebrate it in real life. Make sure you check out Coco, you will not be disappointed. Number 3, my 3rd favourite movie of 2017 was Star Wars The Last Jedi. Now I can see why people had an issue with this movie, but I walked out the theatre absolutely loving it. There's a lot of twists and turns, and it never stops, and there's a lot of questionable choices made, but personally I think that made it very entertaining. I think it provides a lot of interest and discussion that I absolutely love. I really appreciated how this movie gave the character of Poe Dameron a bigger platform coming off of episode 7. He was my favourite character in that one, and continues to be in episode 8 as well. For a movie that had so much riding on it, it was fearless, it was entertaining, and I really enjoyed it. Number 2, my 2nd favourite movie of 2017 was It. I actually tried reading it before watching it in the theatres, and it definitely lived up to my expectations, and that's all that I could ask for. You can ask anyone that knows me, I was very excited for this movie. It was scarier than I thought it was going to be, it was funnier than I thought it was going to be, and it was just all over more entertaining than I think anybody thought it would be. This movie stands on the performances of its fantastic young cast. All the kids in this movie did an amazing job, and I can't wait to see what they do in the future. If you're into horror at all, make sure you check out It. I had an absolute blast with it, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. But there was one movie that I personally enjoyed more this year. Number 1, my favourite movie of 2017, surprised me, and I think it will surprise you too. It was The Disaster Artist. The Disaster Artist was my favourite experience of being in a theatre in 2017. I love The Room, the movie that this movie is actually based off of. It's just one of the best, worst movies of all time. And I was worried that James Franco and company were going to turn it into just like a spoof movie, but it's so much more than that. It has so much more heart than that. You get to find out what really went on behind the scenes of this movie, and I think necessarily you don't need to have seen The Room in order to enjoy The Disaster Artist, because just overall, it's such a fantastic movie. It's got a lot of meta humour in it, which is definitely my sense of humour. The cast all do amazing jobs. It was definitely my favourite movie of the year. Okay guys, so that was my list of my top 10 favourite movies of 2017. I hope you enjoyed. Whether you agree, disagree, or feel like I left out a movie, make sure to comment below and let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in 2018 for my list of my top 10 favourite movies then. Thanks.